Imagine stepping outside and feeling the heat so intense that it feels like the air itself is on fire. In some parts of the world, this isn't just a rare occurrence, it's a daily reality. From scorching deserts to barren plains, these regions experience temperatures that push the limits of human endurance. Whether you're a sun worshiper or someone who wilts in the heat, understanding these climate extremes can be fascinating. In today's video, we'll take you on a journey to the top 5 hottest countries in the world, where survival under the blazing sun is not just a challenge, but a way of life. Kuwait is a country that truly defines extreme heat. Nestled in the northern part of the Arabian Peninsula, it is surrounded by desert, with no natural barriers to block the relentless sun. Kuwait's small size belies the intensity of its climate. Summers in Kuwait are notoriously brutal, with temperatures often surpassing 50°C 122°C. The capital, Kuwait City, regularly experiences these extreme conditions, and during the peak of summer, outdoor activities become almost impossible. The streets are often deserted during the day as people retreat to the cool indoors, made possible by modern air conditioning systems. In July 2016, Kuwait recorded one of the highest temperatures ever documented on Earth, a scorching 54°C 129.2°C in the town of Matraba. Such extreme heat creates a hostile environment, where even brief exposure can lead to heat exhaustion or worse. The Kuwaiti government has implemented numerous measures to help its citizens cope with the heat. Public spaces are equipped with air conditioning, and green spaces are rare due to the difficulty of maintaining vegetation in such a harsh climate. The country's wealth from oil has allowed it to build modern infrastructure that makes life in this unforgiving environment bearable. Historically, Kuwaiti architecture has also evolved to mitigate the effects of the heat. Traditional houses were built with thick walls and small windows to keep the interiors cool. The use of wind towers, designed to catch and funnel breezes into homes, was a common architectural feature. Nowadays, while modern technology has largely replaced these methods, the ingenuity of the past remains a testament to the resilience of the people living in this harsh climate. Iraq is another country where extreme heat is a daily reality, particularly in the southern and central regions. While Iraq is often associated with its fertile Mesopotamian lands, much of the country is covered by arid desert. The combination of this desert terrain and Iraq's geographical location contributes to its extremely hot summers. In cities like Basra, located near the Persian Gulf, temperatures regularly soar above 48°C 118°C during the hottest months. In 2020, Basra recorded a temperature of 53°C 127.4°C, making it one of the hottest inhabited places on the planet. The extreme heat, compounded by the country's ongoing conflicts and political instability, creates a multitude of challenges for the Iraqi people. Years of war have left much of the country's infrastructure in disrepair, meaning that many Iraqis lack access to reliable electricity and water supplies. This makes coping with the extreme heat even more difficult, as air conditioning is not always available. For many, the only relief comes from shaded areas and traditional methods of cooling, such as using water to cool down outdoor spaces. Despite these hardships, the people of Iraq continue to demonstrate remarkable resilience. In the southern deserts, Bedouin communities have adapted to the extreme conditions over generations, utilizing traditional knowledge to survive in the harsh environment. In urban areas, people adjust their routines to avoid the heat, with many businesses closing during the hottest part of the day and reopening in the cooler evenings. This flexibility in the face of adversity highlights the determination of the Iraqi people to endure and thrive, despite the challenges posed by their extreme climate. Saudi Arabia is a land of extremes, dominated by vast deserts and intense heat. The Arabian Peninsula is home to the largest continuous sand desert in the world, the Rub al-Khali, or Empty Quarter. This desert, stretching across much of Saudi Arabia's southern region, is one of the most inhospitable places on Earth. Temperatures in Saudi Arabia frequently exceed 45°C 113°C during the summer, and in some areas, they can surpass 50°C 122°C. The lack of vegetation and water in these deserts exacerbates the heat, creating a harsh environment that is difficult for both people and animals to survive in. Saudi Arabia's modern cities, such as Riyadh and Jeddah, have been built to withstand these extreme conditions. Massive investments in infrastructure have led to the development of air-conditioned skyscrapers, shopping malls, and transportation systems, all designed to keep people cool in the blistering heat. Saudi Arabia's wealth from oil has been a key factor in making life in such a hot climate possible. However, the country's rapid urbanization has also contributed to the creation of heat islands, where the concentration of buildings and vehicles makes cities even hotter than the surrounding deserts. Religiously significant cities like Mecca and Medina also face the challenge of extreme heat, especially during the annual Hajj pilgrimage when millions of Muslims gather in these holy cities. Managing the influx of pilgrims during the hottest months requires careful planning and the provision of amenities such as shaded areas, misting stations, and plentiful water supplies to prevent heat-related illnesses. Iran's climate is as diverse as its landscape, ranging from lush, temperate forests in the north to some of the hottest deserts in the world in the southeast. The Lut Desert, located in southeastern Iran, holds the record for the hottest surface temperature ever recorded, with satellite measurements showing the ground reaching a blistering 70.7 dC 159.3 def in 2005. Although air temperatures in Iran's deserts don't reach these extremes, they still regularly exceed 45 dGC 113 def during the summer months, making it one of the hottest countries on Earth. In the desert regions, Iran's cities and towns have developed unique ways of coping with the intense heat. One of the most ingenious adaptations is the Kuwait system, an ancient network of underground channels used to transport water from aquifers in the mountains to the arid plains. This system allows water to be brought to the surface without evaporating in the heat, enabling agriculture and habitation in some of the country's hottest regions. The use of wind towers or badgers is another traditional method of cooling. These towers capture the wind and funnel it into homes, providing natural ventilation and cooling. Sudan is one of the hottest countries in Africa, with temperatures regularly exceeding 45 degrees 113 def in the northern desert regions. The country's vast desert areas, particularly the Nubian Desert, experience extreme heat, making life in these regions incredibly difficult. The capital city, Khartoum, located at the confluence of the Blue and White Nile rivers, also experiences intense heat, with summer temperatures often reaching above 40 dC 104 def. The lack of rainfall in many parts of the country exacerbates the situation, creating arid conditions that make agriculture and daily life challenging. The people of Sudan have developed various strategies to cope with the extreme heat. Traditional Sudanese homes are often built with thick, mud brick walls that provide insulation from the heat. Roofs are designed to allow air to circulate, helping to cool the interior of the house. In rural areas, communities rely on water drawn from deep wells, which is stored in clay pots that keep the water cool through natural evaporation.